we got attacked by turkeys. Of all the fucking things, we had like at least 15 big turkeys that were taller than Dog that approached us. But yeah, Dog kept trying to drag me over to them, and they just casually approached us. They were googling and gobbling, shaking their heads and walking towards us, and I was like, am I gonna get attacked? I've never fought a bird before. Am I gonna have to fight like 12 birds? It was a very strange experience, because the whole time for me, I was like, Dog, please don't bite one. Dog, please don't attack one. Dog, please do not get ticks. And then I was also like, oh my god, are they going to fight me? If they start pecking me, can I fight this many turkeys? I didn't even like get any pictures of them or anything, because I was that scared when there were like 15 at least of them like walking towards me and Dog, and I was like, Dog's stupid. He's gonna want to play with them. This is gonna become a fight. They didn't explain to me why the males all hang out together and like segregate the females. But apparently, like, yeah, in this area, the male turkeys all gather together and just like chill, hang out, walk around the mountains, do their things. Guys being dudes. Yeah, it's just guys being dudes having a good gobble time. They kiss, maybe. Maybe. Maybe they're the Yowie turkeys. Everybody's like, yeah, no, the turkeys around here, they just hang out, just the guys. Really, this is just their gay vacation. They all come over to this area just to hang out, just the guys, and escape from everything else. Nobody gets to say anything about them over here. Everybody's just like, yeah, they just hang out as male groups. Oh. So my trip up the mountain, it was completely unplanned. Honestly, like, this is the weird and funny thing. When I left with Dog, it was like middle of the day, to be fair. It wasn't like super early. But I just decided, because my hip was hurting, I couldn't really do too much. Like, standing in front of the computer, I couldn't do properly. I couldn't like be writing anything, but like walking on it like made it feel a bit better. Felt like it was stretching it out a bit. I was like, I'm just gonna take Dog and just go up one of the local like hiking trails. They're classified as mountains, but as I said, it honestly, to the summit, it takes like 3 hours from the bottom. It's a big giant fucking hill with a whole bunch of trees and hiking trails around it, and some really nice natural features. Depending on the mountains, like some of them have like little waterfalls, some of them have like all kinds of stuff around them. It's a nice area if you like hiking. That's pretty much all you can do here, unfortunately. But yeah, I just took Dog and I just like started walking, took a bus to as close to the location as I could, and then started walking up the mountain. On the way up, I was like starting to get a bit tired. My hip was hurting, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. I was like, holy shit, now I'm gonna have to go all the way back down. And I don't even know if the buses will be running by the time I get back down. So I was very lucky in the fact that like when I was passing by the camping area, the camping area is the same one that I normally stay at, but I normally stay at like these little plots where they just have like solid, like cleared out ground and then like little electrical things. So it's just like divided areas where you just set up a tent essentially, but then with like electricity available so you can plug in things like inflatable mattresses and heaters and stuff like that. So yeah, walking past like that area, I would notice the cabins as well. And they normally like close at different times of the year, so I didn't think they were going to be open. And they just happened to like have a sign out that was like, hey, vacancies open today. Vacancies available for early spring kind of thing. And so I was like, I wonder if they still have vacancies. And so I popped into the local, like, they have like a little like closed off area. It's like a tiny wooden structure that they just kind of sit in, the park rangers. And was like, hey, do you have one available for like literally today? And they were like, yeah, no, we have like 5 that are still open. So yeah, I just got one of those, rented one of those, and was like, okay, cool. I continued my hike. I didn't get the whole way up the mountain that day. I just walked around like a baby hiking trail, just in like a circle, came back. And at like 9 p.m., I think. So like the sun had already gone down, but it hadn't been down for too long. I came back to the cabin, went in, laid down, and the plan was to like watch some YouTube videos and chill and like answer some Twitter stuff and some other work related stuff. I just passed out. It was only like 9 p.m., but I just immediately passed the fuck out, and it was crazy. I woke up incredibly early the next morning after. I think it was at like 4 a.m., but it was kind of crazy. Yeah, I just collapsed. I woke up at like 4 a.m., and since it was 4 a.m. and The sun doesn't actually rise until like 8:30, 9 a.m. right now, because it's still like early in spring. So I was like, hey, I could get to the top of the mountain in time for the sunrise. So I did. I went, watched the sunrise. Me and Dog chilled for a bit, and then we started heading back down. This is where some of the fun happened. The one actual interesting thing that happened on this entire hike, we got attacked by turkeys. Of all the fucking things. Okay, yeah, no, I should say the sunrise was very beautiful. I took some pictures, but obviously I'm not going to post them because that would be a problem. But yeah, no, the sunrise was gorgeous. Dog did not give a shit. Thankfully, because I knew I was at least hiking a little bit, I did like prepare water for him in his bowl. He has like this little extended harness thing that he wears that has like 2 giant pockets on the sides. So he carries his own water bottle in one half and his own like flippable like bowl thing. So he had enough water throughout like this whole trip of an extra day. But yeah, the sunrise was beautiful. Dog was itching to like run around and explore more things, but I kept him like sitting there for like half an hour. Watched the sunrise like from the beginning of it until like the point where it was properly risen. It was so beautiful. It's the first time I've watched the sunrise, I think, since I was like 19 maybe. I'm just never awake at that time. It used to be like I never wake up that early either. Or I mean, sometimes I guess I do in the winter, but I just don't care about looking at it. But the only time I remember seeing the sunrise is like when I was a teenager and I used to stay awake in the summer up until like 5 a.m. and see the sunrise that way. But yeah, I'm very rarely like actually awake for the sunrise, and when I am, it's just like it's a work day kind of thing. Okay, back to the turkey thing. So I did not realize that one, I thought turkeys were migratory, so I didn't think I'd be seeing any turkeys. For another thing, I thought they'd still be asleep right now because it's still pretty cold. Apparently they don't hibernate. I didn't know that. I learned after this from the park ranger, turkeys do not hibernate through the winter and they do not migrate. These crazy fuckers just climb trees. They just climb trees when it starts snowing. They chill in the trees and they come down when the snow is like nice and settled and then walk over the snow. They're active right now. See, I didn't know that. I knew nothing about turkeys before this trip. Yeah, apparently they're very active right now because it's like early spring. They climb the trees and they just hang in the trees and just wait for the snow to pile up on the ground below them and then go back down. They also roam around in huge packs, of male turkeys specifically. I don't know if this is every breed of turkey, but the turkeys around the area where I live, apparently they roam around in just a bunch of male turkeys together, goobling and a gobbling and a dancing around with their funny little neck flaps. We had like at least 15 big turkeys that were taller than Dog that approached us. They were not at all scared of us, even though I know for a fact there's turkey hunting around here. So that would have been very, like if I was a hunter, I would have been eating good. But yeah, it was like a roaming gang of turkeys. Dog was obviously wanting to play with them. He wanted to go over and sniff them. I was fucking terrified. They still came up to like my fucking, I don't know, higher than my hip, not as high as my chest. So somewhere around my waist. They were big boys. I did not realize turkeys got that big. But yeah, Dog kept trying to drag me over to them and they just casually approached us. They were googling and gobbling, shaking their heads and walking towards us. And I was like, am I going to get attacked? I've never fought a bird before. Am I going to have to fight like 12.5 birds? But yeah, no, they just casually like googled and gobbled and they did their little like jumping their head forwards, walked over and did like sounds. They were very noisy. They do not give a shit about hunters. They do not give a shit about humans. They just like surrounded us, walked around us for a little bit. Then I started to get worried about like, oh God, are they covered in ticks? Am I going to have to start plucking Dog when I get home? They just walked right on. They circled us like once. They like walked around us, watched us, and then moved on. We were just standing there. Dog was doing like play bows and like dancing left and right and trying to get them to play with him. They didn't care about Dog. They didn't care about me. They just like observed us and then moved on. You passed the vibe check? Apparently. It was a very strange experience because the whole time for me, I was like, Dog, please don't bite one. Dog, please don't attack one. Dog, please do not get ticks. And then I was also like, oh my God, are they going to fight me? If they start pecking me, can I fight this many turkeys? I was thinking like, I'm pretty sure I don't know how strong their necks are, but I imagined I could maybe break a turkey neck. I've never had to think about that before in my life, but that was a thought that went through my head. I was like, if they try to peck me, I guess I have to try to grab their head real quick. Those were thoughts that were going on through my mind at that point. Would you punch a bird? Hell yeah. Bird ever tries to steal my food, I'm punching it right in the face. But yeah, no, I was squaring up essentially against the birds. I was ready to fight if I needed to. When they started to circle me, I was like, oh fuck, they're really about to gang up on me. But yeah, they just walked on. Were they wild though? Yeah, they were wild. I mean, this is a mountain. There's no farms here. There's no like people that would be raising livestock. It's one of like the protected park areas. So there's not even like anybody who lives around there. 1 but 15. See, that was the thing. My thought process was, I don't think I can take 15. But if I snap one's neck and they see it drop to the ground, hopefully the others will realize, holy shit, he can kill one of us that quickly and run away. I'm glad I didn't have to fight them. I don't even know if I could snap a turkey's neck. More importantly, I wouldn't want to get in a fight with turkeys. They have much bigger heads than I thought they did. I know swans can break bones with a single bite. I don't know what turkeys can do with a single bite. You've never really heard much about like people having to fend off turkeys. It's not a fight I've ever thought about. I've thought about like, what would I do if a wolf attacked me? What would I do if a dog attacked me? What would I do if like a mountain lion attacked me? I've thought about all of these things. I've never thought about what the fuck do I do if a giant group of turkeys try to start beef with me. Anyway, that was just a very interesting moment. I didn't even like get any pictures of them or anything because I was that scared when there were like 15 at least of them like walking towards me and dog, and I was like, dog's stupid. He's gonna want to play with them. This is gonna become a fight. But anyway, they walked on. I stayed still for like a good 2 to 3 extra minutes to let dog calm down because he obviously still wanted to play and was like jumping backwards and forwards and like sniffing and trying to pull me in their direction. So yeah, eventually like he calmed down, I calmed down, we started going back down the mountain. The only other like wildlife thing that I had throughout that is I heard some deer. Deer are very loud. They're not as creepy as moose, but they still have that same kind of I can't even do it. They have like a creepy horror movie sounding squeal. Yeah, really creepy noises. But yeah, there was some deer making some very loud noises. So you can tell it's not hunting season around here because the animals are just so chill. Yeah, then I got back to the cabin. I planned to just lay down and relax for a bit, but again, I fell asleep. I caught up on a lot of sleep on these 2 days. I got woken up at 11 a.m. by like the park rangers knocking on my door and being like, it's 11 a.m. Like you should have, you know, you're supposed to be out by 10 a.m. And I was like, it's 11 a.m. Oh, fuck. Okay. And then I also found out the hard way, you're not meant to have dogs inside the cabins. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think to ask. I was like, I clearly like talked to the person and was like, hey, can I rent a cabin with the giant dog next to me? And they were like, yeah, no, okay, here you go. They just assumed that I knew the rules. Apparently dogs are supposed to be like tied up outside. So definitely never staying in a cabin again because I wouldn't do that to dog. I don't think they'd be comfortable outside without me. They definitely like the weather and everything, but I wouldn't be comfortable not like having them like nearby enough to me that I can hear them and see them anyway. And it's fine when you're like camping because it's fine like bringing them into your tent and shit. But yeah, apparently in the cabins, it's just like they don't want dogs being there in case they like defecate or anything else, drop hair or make smells and stuff. But yeah, I got in a little trouble for that, but they understood that I just did not know. They said, if you do that again, it's going to be a pretty hefty fine. And I was like, oh, my bad. And then I told them about the turkeys and they told me, yeah, they're not aggressive too much to people, but they definitely don't fear people around this time. And yeah, the males all walk together in big giant groups. They didn't explain to me why the males all hang out together and like segregate the females. But apparently, like, yeah, in this area, the male turkeys all gather together and just, like, chill, hang out, walk around the mountains, do their things. Guys being dudes. Yeah, it's just guys being dudes having a good gobble time. They kiss, maybe. Maybe. Maybe they're the Yowie turkeys. Everybody's like, yeah, no, the turkeys around here, they just hang out, just the guys. Really, this is just their gay vacation. They all come over to this area just to hang out, just the guys, and escape from everything else. Nobody gets to say anything about them over here. Everybody's just like, yeah, they just hang out as male groups. Oh. I don't know, actually. Maybe the only thing that would make sense to me, maybe the females are taking care of the babies right now. Since it is spring, this would be the type of time for like babies to be laid. So maybe that's what's up. A gaycation. That works too. And that was about it. And then I just got a giant breakfast burrito and a milkshake on the way home. Because, yeah, like I said, I hadn't planned on staying the night up the mountain. So I didn't prepare any food. Like, if I was smart, I would have at least prepared, like, a protein bar or something just for, like, the hike itself. But I planned on only being gone for, like, 5 hours. So the plan was go up, come back down, just stretch my leg out kind of thing. But, yeah, because it was, like, so tiring just getting up there, I was like, I'll stay in a cabin. So yeah, dog was pretty hungry as well. I gave him like a bit of the burrito, just like bits of chicken and bacon out of it, and egg. And then we went home. It was good. Really good breakfast. Hadn't eaten in like 16 hours, so it was extra delicious. So good. I also, yeah, that's another fun fact I found out about turkeys. You can hear a turkey's gobble from half a mile away. You can hear a deer's call apparently from like ages and ages away. I was just shocked. Like, a turkey's gobble is so much louder than I thought it was. Like, you hear it on TV programs and you're just like, gobble, 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 gobble. You think they're just like quiet. No, they are fucking loud. That would drive me nuts. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing, because I've stayed like on this mountain multiple times before for days at a time. Not even just like 1 or 2 days here or there. I've never heard a turkey before. This was my first time encountering turkeys, and to hear that they're that loud and you can hear them from that far away is like, damn. City boy learning new things all the time.